Brad's choice of movie tonight, which was...
The Miami Connection.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on Garke Barke. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Next time we'll review a movie.
I would like to apologize to you two fellas. Alex and I had seen this movie before, and we watched it while we were having a party, and there was quite a bit of alcohol involved, and we didn't remember much of the movie. All we remembered was the shirtless Avenger at the end and some of the rock band stuff and how cheesy it was, and thought, oh, it was pretty good, but...
Yeah, for a while there, I had actually forgotten that I had watched this. And now I remember why I forgot. Because it was just...
Nothing worth remembering.
Nothing worth remembering except the shirtless Avenger at the end, which, if I can find a still, I'll throw that up so everybody can see. But it's like...
The Taekwondo's crew infiltrates stealthily. And what I mean by that is they're literally just like running in the background. And the Taekwondo leader, y.k. and his #1 apprentice, tall, lanky, shirtless Avenger, both have bokens. Well, meanwhile, Jeff has quite literally a piece of PVC pipe, like plastic pipe. Anyway, they miraculously take down some of the people in there, and they start fighting everybody. They take everyone down. It's a huge action scene. No shots are fired at any point.
Yeah, nobody shoots a single gun.
And there's multiple guns in the scene. Anyway, they take down Chuck Norris, who gets knocked off the tower, which by this point, he's been part of 4 fight scenes, punched 1 guy, and in this scene, he gets into a fight for maybe 2 minutes, then dies. So he is horribly underused, even though the scene prior to this, he was enjoying some like 60-year-old biker chick titties.
Well, that's why he's true value brand.
Anyway, we go then to the band talking with the sister.
Off-brand. Talking
to the sister of the guy who just died of value brand Chuck Norris. The girl who's the lead singer of the band, who's also dating a guy in the band. And she's like, it's been hard, but I'll get through it.
Yeah, she'll like, stop it! What are you doing?
Oh no, she was doing that to her brother.
Yeah, leave my boyfriend alone. He's
like,
no, I'm gonna bother him for no reason.
Yeah, and now he's dead, so she's upset, but she's gonna work through it. And then we cut to the ninjas, who are quite literally the exact same scene where we left them. It was quite literally the same room, the same poses, nothing had changed, except the guy runs in. I'm sorry, sir. Your brother is dead.
Yeah.
And the guy's like,
he literally,
we must get revenge.
Wow. And we're all like, he was your brother?
Another bombshell. So then the ninjas are like, we must kill them. So then the ninjas start rolling around in the grass again. We got dudes running around on the bridge.
That's right. The training scenes are pretty impressive.
Oh, I do more impressive training when I clean my yard.
It's like they just put hoods on a bunch of kindergartners in a playground and said, we ninjas.
Well, no, because there's one shot where they go over like a bunch of
they're crawling at Mach
plants,
5,
and it's like, oh yeah, that looks like Miami-ish, and so they're all kind of going.
Oh, we got palm trees.
Yeah,
we're in Miami.
It's like, okay, you're not really
anyway,
there.
they declare death on Dragon's Out. But they don't even say it that cool. Like, they could have just dropped that line. They didn't. Then we cut over to Dragonstown, where the one dude's like walking out to get his mail without his shirt on, his pants deeply unbuttoned, his whitey tighties out for the world to see. He's like, I'm gonna get my mail. So he walks out there, gets the mail, and he's just like, guys, my dad! And then they all run out of the house. y.k.kim steals his mail. He's like, no, I have a dad.
He literally just takes the mail like this. Oh, like, imagine you have the photo.
My dad.
And he's like, and a letter. Yeah, you see this, guys?
And then
you see this?
And they actually have to cut to the dude.
And he's like,
in the scene.
Someone's like blurred out right here, so he's pushed.
So literally, the guy who got the letter is completely hidden. So they have to cut to him to show it's his letter. Then they all hoist him up after discussing how to get him a suit. Then they're going to drive him to the airport. And instead of the ninjas going to the club where Dragonstown plays, the house where Dragonstown lives, or the school that Dragonstown fucking goes to, any of the other scenes we have already established multiple times, they just fight them on the road. So a bunch of fucking half-brained highway ninjas drive out of Mad Max and slam into them on the highway. They're like, you must die for your transgressions. And they're like, what? They're surprised again.
What do we do?
Murder has consequences.
They're just trying to play.
So then they jump out of their cars, run into a creek. Brad explained it too well, all the craziness that goes down. And it's so shit. And I would just like to point out one big problem I have with this movie is you can literally...
What?
Yes. Only one big problem. Only one problem, I guess, problem that could have been fixed.
Okay. Okay.
Literally every fight scene has visible delay from every stunt person. I don't believe it's the stunt people's fault. Except for YK. That's his fault. I truly believe no one practiced any of these fight scenes. I think this was all on-site shooting, 5 or 6 shots till they got it.
That one dude came in after the scene was over that one time. Remember in the club?
Yeah.
The owners fighting the other guys.
Oh, yeah.
He comes in at the end.
He's like, get the hell out of here. Fuck off. And they go to leave. And then he's like, oh, shit. And then the other guy walks in and he's like, and then leaves.
And YK, even when they're doing the practice, like, let us practice our taekwondo in the yard of the college high school, even when they're doing that, there is visible delay, and no one's attacking in measure. One guy literally goes to attack him, and he's like, he just throws that punch. It's literally, if I'm trying to punch Alex, he literally throws this punch.
Yeah.
It's horribly noticeable.
Like delay as in like... Yeah, like normally you would go down, but it's like,
that bad.
Like that.
That bad.
It's that bad.
Now, I'm not going to say that the story can be salvaged. It's clearly got way too many parts of it. But if you could at least make the choreographed fights go quickly and less seamy, like, there's active delay in everything. If you had just tightened all the fights up, it wouldn't be as bad. Like, the fights were boring.
The whole movie's dog shit.
The asses were nice on the beach.
The asses were nice on the beach, but we're pretty sure that those shots weren't consensual. So
I think it's what we call candid cam.
It was creepy. They were nice butts, but at what cost?
Yeah. Some of those girls deserved a paycheck.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Mr. Kolman?
Oh, dude. Remember when...
Yeah!
Remember when we're walking down the school and they're walking to their car and there's just 4 guys pissing in the fucking, like...
There's 4 dudes pissing in the fountain!
There's these 4 dudes.
Straight up, like hands on dick, pissing in fountain.
They're standing by the fountain just like this, and they're clearly just supposed to be in the background, but it reads like they're all pissing in the fountain.
They probably all were like, the camera's supposed to pan past us, we're supposed to be standing here talking. How funny would it be if we all pretended to be pissing in this fountain?
Those guys should have been the main actors.
Those guys should have been the main actors.
improvise.
Yeah. Miami Connection.
Straight
up pissing in fountains.
Miami Connection. Don't fuck with Dragon Sound.
Fountain Pissers. That's
Fountain
what it should have
Pissers.
been.
Origins of Dragon
This
Sound.
movie was taking the piss. Dragon piss.
Well,
The sound of piss.
yeah. So, the sound of piss.
The sound.
Piss sound. Dragon. Piss sound.
So this clearly...
Crucifixion.
Taekwondo, piss.
Piss one down. Taekwondo is a good martial arts. It's very effective. That wasn't it.
So anyway, he picked this film. Brad picked this film, Miami Connection. Again, like we said, we forgot we had actually.
I'm so sorry.
We forgot we had actually watched it. But then I slowly was like, oh yeah, there was a guy at the end with no shirt, and we called him the Shirtless Avenger because he was slicing everybody up with a katana that was
He literally
backwards.
turns the corner at one point and he's just like, hey.
Yeah, and everyone's sticking their
It's
jaw
insanity.
out.
All the main characters carry their katanas backwards.
They carry their
I think it's
katanas.
because they couldn't afford fake
backwards.
katanas, and when they were swinging them, they didn't want to cut anybody. I think those were genuinely
It's possible.
$15 swords they bought at a pawn shop, and they only had 3 of them.
Interrupted. Go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. It's possible. So
anyway, we sorry, go ahead.
So anyway, there was this movie. I believe it was written. I don't know. I don't think it was
written.
I don't think it was directed. this guy, Y.K. Kim, had this idea about a bunch of college students living together on a dorm, and he feeds them all grapes. And they're all wandering around.
Force feeds them grapes.
Force feed, like literally like this. He picks up grapes and goes.
The one dude in the background,
take it like
literally
take it like that.
reached for the grape that YK was handing him, and was like,
moved his hand away.
He literally had that reaction, like, "Oh, okay, we're doing this." Like,
this movie has a 68 on Rotten Tomatoes.
I've had seen.
Yeah, check real quick if he.
I've seen more natural reactions in porn stars than I have in that guy. Holy shit!
So Y.K. Kim had a dream
constantly
to make this film.
Okay, all right.
Sisters getting stuck.
Directed by
some guy,
Richard Park and Y.K. Kim.
Oh, and him.
Produced by Y.K. Kim.
Right.
Screenplay by Joseph Diamond.
That man deserves to be
Story by Richard Park and Y.K. Kim.
There you go.
Starring Y.K. Kim. Music by John McCallum. Cinematography, Maximo Muncy. Edited by Maximo Muncy.
He doesn't deserve that.
Production company, BJK Group. Distributed by Manson International. The re-release was Draft House Films. Re-release was the release date is August 26th, 1988, in Central Florida. It's the only place it played.
Good.
And then again in 2012 for the re-release, running time 84 minutes, country, United States language, English, budget $1 million. Can you imagine what the fuck we could do with $1 million?
No. Every single person who watches this video, I know for a fact you could make a better movie than this with $1 million. I guarantee.
Unless you're Y.K. Kim.
If you're no, that's a good point. Y.K. Kim, if you're watching this video, please like and subscribe.
Oh, okay.
And then go fuck.
On Wikipedia here, plot. There is none.
I don't know, there was.
Can we fill that in? Can that be edited? I would love to type.
I'm going to fill in the plot now. So you have the plot, which is Y.K. Kim had a dream about a bunch of guys.
A dream about tight boys
to go
that
to
were his
college.
family.
And it was like, oh, hey, it's about this band called Dragon Sound. And they also do Taekwondo. And they also live together. And he also force feeds everybody grapes. And they're shirtless on stage. And they're on stage. And you got a guy, one of them in the band is dating a girlfriend of some crime guy who's also connected to a bunch of ninja people. Who's connected to a bunch of ninja people. But the ninja guy doesn't know that would actually be his sister, too. So it's all kind of fucked up and messed up. And then they do some dancing, they sing some songs, they all go and they're like, oh, now we gotta fight this guy, and all the ninjas are on fucking motorcycles and...
Ninja cycles.
I don't know if we didn't...
What part of rolling in the grass makes you
good at nasty old titties in the bar for bikers, the old bikers.
So let's talk about the bikers for a second.
They just got a bunch of bikers.
They got actual bikers with actual biker chicks to show their actual bodies. And I'm not just mean the girls. Some of those guys were showing their actual bodies.
Let me.
There's a lot of naked guys too. Well, not naked.
Let me add to that.
People.
There was that one dude who has
bikers,
basically hanging out of his shorts.
They got a bunch of real bikers, and a lot of them were
real bikers,
middle-aged or older people.
50s was the median.
Yeah, and so the women that came out and just pulled out their boobs were these middle-aged or older women that just didn't care. And they're like, "You want to see some boobs? All right, cool." Which,
yeah, camera.
Cool for them.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
They were not.
It wasn't Girls Gone Wild, let me tell you that.
It was not your average movie titties, which is okay. I'm trying to say that as politically correct as possible.
Once again, I have no problem with those women that showed, like, good on them. That being said, though, they at least were like clear with that. They were like, okay, show my tits, fine. But then we get to the bar scene.
It comes out of nowhere, though. That's the thing.
Then we get to the bar
scene. Turns around and it's
they're in the middle of this party. And then these women just we're like, whoa, what?
Well, then we get into the bar, and there's one girl who's not horrible, like she's not 50, who takes her shirt off, but she looks so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
she looks
and the
so
one guy you can tell
the leader of
one of the villains,
the ninja biker gang,
who's like
he totally tries to suckle a teat in.
He's gonna go all in on it, and she's just like, no. So a lot of this was like
unscripted.
Somehow Y.K. Kim or in company, which again, this is his movie. This is the man responsible for all of this. somehow it was like convince these people, yeah, you lift up your shirt and you show everybody your boobs and like, yeah, I don't know how he did it. You got me on that one. I don't know.
Okay. So I believe we're at the point where we could talk about recommending this movie, how we rate this movie. Brad, how would you rate this movie? Out of 10 or 100, you choose?
This movie was dog shit.